Hello YouTube, today I'd like to go over 1 year review on the Pakt 1. Pakt 1, right? Is that a brand name? I forget. But anyway, so have had this Pakt bag for 1 year. I got this last summer and I've used this for a few trips. One trip in Kyoto, Japan, another trip in China, and also the most recent one was in Paris, right? Then I'd like to just briefly share what I thought about using this Pakt 1 as actually your primary pack bag. I'm not pack bag, the like duffel bag for a trip. And then in conclusion, whether or not I would recommend it, right? So first of all, would I ever recommend this for someone who's looking for a duffel bag? To use this bag as a carry-on on the plane and go on trips. I have to say, I recommend maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend this as your primary, the only bag you use for a trip. So this bag could be really efficient and effective in its usage when you also have what is called the suitcase with it, and I'll explain why. So first downside of this pack bag, so now it's fully stuffed inside. You can see that it's fully stuffed inside. First of all, this duffel bag, by the way, I'm 6'1", so I'm pretty like tall guy. So this duffel bag is way too heavy, especially when it's stuffed. So for example, when I visited Kyoto, I was carrying around this in the city when exploring different temples, but it got me really tired. So carrying this fully stuffed is not feasible at all. It's not like good unless you're like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, right? So especially for a woman, this duffel bag could get really heavy when fully stuffed, and that's the first downside of this duffel bag as opposed to other kind of bags, especially pack bags, right? And then the second downside is that when it's fully stuffed, you can't really put anything into these pockets outside, and then it's really hard to take. Even if you could, it's really difficult to take stuff from these pockets. So which means when it's fully stuffed, these outside pockets are not really usable, which is really contradictory because these outside pockets are designed to be really functional, right? But what happens is when it's fully stuffed, again, is that you can't really access to these pockets when it's fully stuffed. And then I think what will occur, especially when you're using this as the only one bag you're bringing with you on your trip, right, which I did for Kyoto. So 2 points. First point, it gets way too heavy for you to carry around, like when you're exploring cities. So unless you have a suitcase to put this on and then just bring it on with the suitcase on the top of the suitcase, otherwise it's impossible to carry around, even using your shoulder. So if you expect your trip to be done by, for example, cars or trains, other public transportation, expecting the least amount of walking, then this is okay. This is very good. But otherwise, again, the weight gets you eventually, and it's not feasible to keep it up. And second of all, when it's fully staffed, it's these outside pockets are not usable. So, which is really contradictory to what they claim as the like sort of usefulness, like functionality, right, of the as a virtue of this bag. And so those two are the basically my complaints of using this Pakt one over 1 year for trips. But what's the good side of this bag, right? First of all, this. Okay, so again, when it's fully staffed, which is will happen to many of your cases, and then they have a special design for airplane. You put your belongings here, and then this is really useful. However, when it's fully staffed, it's really difficult to take this out with with your passport, key, and wallet, or like a cell phone in here, and then it's really hard to pull it out and then also put it back after you pass the inspection place, right? So I have to say this is useful feature only when the this duffel bag is not fully staffed. So this is good feature. And another one is actually durability of this Pakt one. Again, in my unboxing review, first of all, the zippers is the most the smoothest zipper I've ever experienced in any other products, including any other products. Literally, this is the smoothest zip. You cannot deny that. And also the build quality of this, which corresponds to its heavy weight itself, just represents durability, high durability. And then materials used for this duffel bag is great. And the design, I like it. You can tell from the outside that it's high quality product. So I think those are the 2 points. First of all, the feature of for the passing the airport inspection is great, which might not work when it's fully staffed. Another one is the durability, which comes with the cost of weight, heavy weight. So in the end, I would recommend this. So how you should use this duffel bag is basically with your suitcase, right? So you carry your own suitcase, and then you put this duffel bag on the top of it, and then it's great. It's just really great. But with only this duffel bag, I don't think you will ever work. Those minimalists, those advertisers or people who review this bag will say that, okay, then in order to be stylish, or like, how do you say, like those people are hipsters, right? So they want to keep everything cool, neat, in style. But I mean, honestly, it gets way too heavy to carry around, and when it's fully staffed, the outside pockets becomes not functional at all. So in that sense, I would highly recommend using suitcase with this duffel bag, not use this as a primary source of your carrying stuff to your trip, especially where you expect your trip to, for you, where you have to walk around the city, right? So anyway, that's the quick review, 1 year review of this Pakt 1 duffel bag. The only travel bag you ever need. And in conclusion, I have to refute that argument that I don't think this is the only traveling bag you could ever need. You need an additional one, and then this duffel bag will complement it with other suitcase for sure. But with this duffel bag alone, no, I don't think so. Okay, anyway, see you next time. Have a good day. And then you can post your comments below, and then I will definitely respond to each comment. Okay, have a great one.